The script of your life just got shredded. The woman you built your world around, the central pillar of your future, didn't just walk out. She detonated a nuclear device in the center of your existence and walked away without looking back. You are sitting in the smoldering rubble, barely able to breathe, scrolling through the curated digital feed of her new life. The effortless smiles, the liberated selfies, the friends, the laughter, and the indifference is a physical punch to the gut. It is an asymmetry that is driving you insane, and it is precisely this brutal, infuriating disconnect that holds the key to your survival, your rebuilding, and the absolute destruction of the man you were forced to be. I am not here to validate your pain. I am here to tell you how to weaponize it into the foundation of a new life. The first and most corrosive mistake you are making right now is seeking understanding. You are trapped in an endless loop of replaying conversations, searching for the missed sign, the single mistake, the logical reason why a decade or more of shared life could be erased with a signature. You cling to the fantasy of one final, cathartic conversation where she will, at long last, see your pain, acknowledge her role, and offer the apology that will set you free. Stop. This fantasy is poison. Every second you spend seeking closure from her is a second you are bleeding out emotionally, tethered to a lie that will never materialize. Here's the first brutal truth of divorce that no one tells men. You are experiencing an emotional death while she is experiencing an emotional liberation. This time warp is the core psychological warfare you must understand. While you are standing at the starting line of grief, she is already crossing the finish line of her own emotional process. She checked out months, even years ago. While you were negotiating, trying to save the marriage, and believing in a shared future, she was already psychologically single, planning her exit and building her new narrative. The divorce papers were not the end of the marriage for her. They were just the paperwork confirming a reality that had existed in her mind for a long time. The man who is sobbing about his wife moving on in 3 weeks doesn't grasp that she has been mentally, emotionally, and perhaps even physically gone for 2 years. This leads directly to the second, necessary truth. She will never give you the recognition you are seeking. She will never validate your perspective, acknowledge your pain, or admit her role in the destruction of the family. Why? Because to do so would shatter the narrative she has painstakingly constructed to justify her departure. She has convinced herself, and everyone she needs to convince, that she is the hero of this story, the brave survivor who finally escaped years of suffering. In her rewritten history, which is now her reality, you are not the wounded party. You are the villain she fled from. This is female rationalization at its most powerful, a psychological self-protection mechanism designed to maintain her self-concept as a good person. A good person doesn't destroy her family, so you must be the bad person who forced her hand. Every fight becomes abuse, every disagreement becomes control, every request is recast as manipulation. She needs this flawless victim story to live with herself, to explain the destruction to her friends and family. And nothing you say or do will ever penetrate this bubble. In fact, attempting to change her mind only reinforces her belief that you are the unstable, controlling man she needed to leave. Your desperate pursuit of truth simply confirms her lie. The third brutal truth, the one that must govern your every action, is that any attempt at dialogue becomes ammunition against you. She is waiting for you to explode so she can publicly claim the victim status she requires. She needs you to be the angry, bitter, unstable ex-husband, the man who validates her exit. Don't give her this gift. Your pain, your heartfelt letters, your attempts at reconciliation, they are not seen as proof of your love. They are cataloged as evidence of your harassment, your inability to accept reality, and your instability. I have seen men send honest, vulnerable, anguished emails only to have them posted on social media as proof of emotional manipulation and used in court to justify restraining orders. Your pain is no longer her concern, it is her weapon. She will provoke you. A sudden, unexplained shift in a custody arrangement. A passive-aggressive text, money mysteriously disappearing from a joint account, her new boyfriend showing up at your child's event. These are not oversights. They are tests. She is poking the bear, hoping you will roar so she can point and say, "See, this is why I left. He's dangerous." Your controlled, measured, and indifferent response is the only tool that strips her of her power. Now, we must talk about the internal collapse, the male martyrdom complex that is currently killing you. You're thinking, "I'll give her everything, the house, the money, the cars. Maybe if she sees how much I'm willing to sacrifice, she'll remember who I am." Stop this pathetic, self-destructive impulse. This isn't nobility, it's manipulative begging cloaked in pity, and it never works. No woman returns to a man out of pity. Your self-destruction does not inspire love, it simply confirms her decision to leave. When you destroy your own future to appease her, she sees not a noble man but a desperate, uncentered shell. Your sacrifice means nothing to her except an easier life with someone else. You are not just mourning a person, you are mourning an identity. For years you were defined by a role, husband. Your self-image, how others perceived you, how you navigated the world, it was all tied to this role. Now that identity is dead, and you are staring at a mirror, not recognizing the face looking back. This identity collapse is why divorce hits men so viscerally. She has been preparing for her new identity, the independent woman, the survivor, the one who found herself, for months. You are experiencing what psychologists call meaning collapse, where the entire narrative structure of your life disintegrates, and nothing makes sense. Your achievements feel hollow, your future feels empty, your past feels wasted. Your body is in shock, your mind is in endless loops. You are in literal withdrawal from the neurochemical patterns of your marriage, and it feels like dying because, neurologically, a part of you is. But here is where we turn the corner. That identity needed to die. You had become a supporting character in your own life, sacrificing your purpose for hers. She was the protagonist, and you were just the husband. No one, especially not the protagonist, respects a supporting character who has no life outside of their orbit. This is the moment for radical psychological surgery. You must cut out the nostalgia like it is gangrene. The happy memories you are clinging to are killing you. The hope that she will come back is a poison that is locking you into an emotional hell. Amputate the past to save the future. The woman you are mourning is a ghost. She either changed or revealed who she always was, but either way, the person you loved is gone. Ghosts don't come back. Your practical survival begins with one non-negotiable rule. Establish zero contact immediately. Unless it is absolutely necessary for the children or for legal matters, every single interaction with her is reopening the wound and triggering a trauma response that keeps you stuck. You need detox time. Your nervous system must learn to function without her input. Next, stop seeking validation from people who knew you as a couple. Those mutual friends are not mutual anymore. They've already chosen sides. Your pain cannot be held by those who need to remain neutral or who are still processing their own shock. You need new mirrors. People who can see you as an individual, not as half of a defunct couple. Immediately create small, achievable goals that have nothing to do with her or the past. Hit the gym 3 times, finish that one project, read that one book. Your dopamine system is crashed, and your reward circuitry is fried. You need to rebuild your ability to feel accomplishment and forward progress, starting with tiny, individual victories. If you have children, the 6th truth is that they are watching you model how to handle devastation. This is not guilt, it is your ultimate purpose. They are learning whether divorce means destruction or transformation. They need you to be the rock in their storm. But here's the trap. Do not, under any circumstance, make them your therapists. Do not use them for emotional support. Do not tell them about their mother's betrayal, and do not try to win them to your side. That is a form of abuse. Your job is to be the stable one. Even if you are crumbling inside, fake it until you make it, for their sake. You will see her on social media. She will look happy, thriving, living her best life, and it will feel like sulfuric acid on your soul. Understand this. It is performance. Nobody who just destroyed their family is that happy. It is a show for others, but most importantly, it is a show for herself. She needs to convince herself that she made the right choice. Block her on everything, not out of spite, but out of self-preservation. Every photo, every update is psychological self-harm. You are pain shopping, looking for evidence of her happiness to confirm your misery. Stop. Her apparent happiness is irrelevant to your recovery. The anger is coming, or it has already arrived, red hot, volcanic, and terrifying. This rage is normal, even necessary, but it is dangerous if not channeled. Use the anger as fuel, not as fire. Fire burns everything down. Fuel propels you forward. Hit the weights with that rage. Build a business with it. Transform your body, your career, your life with that energy, but do not let it make your decisions. Do not send that text. Do not show up at her place. Your anger is energy, and you must direct it toward construction, not destruction. The final and most liberating truth is that you will never get closure in the way you want it. Closure is a Hollywood myth. There is no conversation, no apology, no explanation that will satisfy you. Closure comes from the internal acceptance that some stories end mid-sentence, some wounds become scars, and some questions never get answered. Stop trying to understand why she left. The reasons she gives: I wasn't happy, we grew apart, I need to find myself, are meaningless post hoc rationalizations to avoid accountability. The real reason she will never admit, not even to herself. Your healing cannot be contingent on her explanation. Your new life starts now, in the dirt of your destruction. The tuition for this education is pain, the coursework is survival, and the graduation is becoming a man who is utterly unfuckwithable. Your ex-wife, in her exit, gave you the only gift that could have truly transformed you. She gave you the solid, immovable foundation of rock bottom. You couldn't have become this new man while you were shape-shifting to meet her approval. Her leaving was necessary for your becoming. Stop waiting for her to realize what she lost. She won't. Stop hoping karma will teach her a lesson. It might not. Your only business is your own resurrection. Your healing does not require her suffering, and your growth cannot depend on her regret. You are not trying to get back to who you were before this happened. That man was headed for disaster. You are building someone entirely new. Someone who knows his worth, maintains his boundaries, chooses his battles, and never again loses himself in another person. The man who emerges from this fire is forged from pain into something harder, clearer, and more authentic. The husband is dead, so the man can be reborn. Be a graduate of this divorce, not a victim. A victim tells the same story forever and never grows. A graduate learns the lessons, integrates the experience, and becomes a better, more powerful man. Just keep going. That's all. Just don't stop.